You've been told your whole life to eat more vegetables. But what if I told you that some of the healthiest ones might be the exact reason you're not losing weight? That stubborn belly fat that won't budge, the bloating after salads, the fatigue after your clean meals. It might not be your fault. You've been eating what they said was good for you, but they never told you the full story. And no, this isn't about junk food or overeating. It's about specific veggies that can secretly slow your metabolism, stress your digestion, and even block fat burning. Shocking? It should be. Because when you cut out just 5 of these so-called superfoods, people often report feeling more energized, less bloated, and finally seeing real results, sometimes in just days. And the best part? You don't have to starve or follow extreme diets. You just need to know which vegetables to avoid and what to replace them with. So let's pull back the curtain and start with the first veggie that's doing more harm than good. They told you spinach was a superfood, right? You probably tossed it in your smoothies or sautéed it with garlic, thinking you were doing your body a favor. But here's the twist. Spinach is loaded with oxalates, those sneaky compounds that might actually hurt more than help. When oxalates build up, they can mess with how your body absorbs essential minerals like calcium and magnesium. Yeah, the very things you need for energy and metabolism. So instead of fueling your fat-burning engine, spinach might be clogging the pipes. It gets worse. Oxalates aren't just annoying. They irritate your gut lining, triggering inflammation that can slow digestion and throw your whole system out of sync. Ever feel bloated or sluggish after that healthy salad? That could be your body waving a red flag. Over time, this constant irritation may even lead to belly fat storage, exactly what you're trying to avoid. And here's the kicker. More inflammation often means more cravings for comfort food. See the trap? And if you've ever dealt with kidney stones, spinach might be one of the silent culprits. These oxalates can bind with calcium in your body and form crystals. Ouch. Real talk? You could be doing everything right, counting calories, eating your greens, and still feel stuck. That's why understanding the nutrition facts behind healthy choices is so crucial. But spinach isn't the only leafy green with a dark side. Kale gets a lot of hype, and to be fair, it does pack a nutritional punch. But here's the untold story. Raw kale is loaded with oxalates and goitrogens. Goitrogens are compounds that mess with your thyroid, and if your thyroid slows down, your metabolism hits the brakes too. That means fewer calories burned and more fat clinging to your waistline. Not exactly what you're aiming for with your green juice, right? Now imagine you're loading up your plate with kale every day, thinking you're making the best diet for weight loss choices. Meanwhile, those goitrogens are whispering, "Slow down," to your thyroid, and your body starts hoarding fat like it's prepping for winter. It's a silent sabotage. Plus, all those oxalates can trigger inflammation and worsen autoimmune symptoms. You're trying to feel better, and kale might be doing the opposite. Want a practical shift? Lightly steaming kale can help reduce some of its problematic compounds. Better yet, rotate it with gut health foods like arugula or bok choy, less risky, more forgiving. That's the real key to healthy eating habits. Variety, not obsession. But kale isn't the only green that might be backfiring on your weight loss efforts. Swiss chard has that Instagram-worthy look, vibrant stems, lush green leaves. It practically screams, "I'm healthy." But behind that colorful glow, it's hiding a familiar troublemaker, oxalates. These compounds can quietly drain your energy by blocking the absorption of critical nutrients like biotin and vitamin B6. And when those nutrients are low, your metabolism starts lagging. You feel tired, your skin dulls, and the scale refuses to budge. Biotin and B6 aren't just side characters in your body's story, they're power players. Biotin supports your metabolism and blood sugar balance, while B6 helps regulate mood and energy. When Swiss chard gets in the way of those nutrients, the results show up fast: fatigue, foggy thinking, and even brittle nails. And if your digestion's been feeling off lately, chard could be stirring up more trouble than it's worth. Let's be honest, nobody wants to give up a food that looks that good. But visual appeal doesn't equal nutritional value. If your gut's been out of sync or your metabolism feels sluggish, it might be time to rethink what's on your plate. Try rotating in lower oxalate options like zucchini or cabbage instead. Your body will thank you. And speaking of sneaky foods, there's one root veggie that brings a whole new level of risk. Beets have that earthy sweetness and rich color that make them feel like a clean eating dream. But here's what they don't tell you: they're a double-edged sword. Not only are beets high in oxalates, but they're also loaded with natural sugars. And that combo? It's a metabolic hit. Spiking insulin while blocking nutrient absorption is like hitting the gas and the brakes at the same time, confusing your body and draining your energy. That sugar spike can throw your blood sugar into a roller coaster. One minute you're feeling great, the next you're crashing and craving more carbs. Beets might seem harmless, but if you're trying to maintain healthy eating habits or harness the intermittent fasting benefits you've heard so much about, these sugar bombs might be working against you. On top of that, oxalates in beets can jam up your mitochondria, those little engines that help you burn fat for fuel. You want energy, focus, and a metabolism that actually cooperates, right? Try swapping beets for cauliflower or roasted radishes. They give you that root veggie feel without sabotaging your progress. Remember, when it comes to gut health foods, sweet doesn't always mean safe. But just when you think you've identified the usual suspects, one of the most comforting and common foods takes a surprising turn. Let's talk about potatoes. Yeah, the ultimate comfort food. Mashed, baked, fried. They show up on every table and in every craving. But here's the hard truth. White and red potatoes come with a high glycemic load and a heavy dose of oxalates. That means rapid blood sugar spikes followed by energy crashes, fat storage, and inflammation. And when you add butter or cheese into the mix, that combo becomes a slow-motion metabolic wreck. Ever noticed how you feel sleepy or bloated after a potato-heavy meal? That's not your imagination. It's your body trying to recover from the sugar roller coaster. Those high glycemic carbs get digested fast, flooding your bloodstream with glucose. Over time, this stresses your pancreas, promotes insulin resistance, and makes belly fat harder to lose. It's like paying for short-term satisfaction with long-term frustration. Potatoes may feel like a hug, but they don't love you back. Now, this doesn't mean you have to give up all root veggies forever. Sweet potatoes in moderation or a switch to lower glycemic options like turnips can offer comfort without the chaos. And if you're aiming for a balanced diet plan, focusing on nutrient-dense, lower oxalate carbs is a game changer. So if you're ready to swap sabotage for support, let's talk about what foods actually boost your fat-burning potential. Here's the part most folks overlook. Losing weight isn't just about what you cut out, it's about what you replace it with. And these 10 fat-burning alternatives? They're your secret weapons. Take avocados, for example, loaded with healthy fats and fiber. They keep you full without spiking your blood sugar. Then there's red meat and eggs, rich in protein, iron, and B vitamins that fuel your metabolism like premium gasoline. These aren't just foods, they're metabolic allies. If you're serious about crafting the best diet for weight loss, think beyond calorie counting. Cauliflower and cabbage, for instance, are low in oxalates, high in volume, and easy on the gut. Zucchini adds versatility to meals, grilled, spiralized, or stir-fried, and doesn't mess with your hormones or digestion. Coconut, whether as oil, flakes, or milk, provides fast-burning MCTs that support energy and intermittent fasting benefits. It's about choosing foods that work with your body, not against it. Even simple switches, like using ghee instead of seed oils or choosing white rice in moderation, can reduce inflammation and support a balanced diet plan. Organic chicken offers lean, clean protein without the baggage of processed meats. These swaps create real momentum. You're no longer just avoiding the bad stuff. You're building a lifestyle designed for results. And now that you've got the full picture, now that you've seen the truth behind these healthy veggies, what are you gonna do about it? Will you keep trusting the same advice that's been keeping you stuck? Or are you ready to flip the script and finally take control of your health? You don't have to make all the changes at once. But imagine what could happen if you just swapped one food today. How would your body feel tomorrow? Which one of these vegetables surprised you the most? And what food are you going to replace it with this week? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your plan. And if this opened your eyes even a little bit, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and stay with us. There's so much more about real nutrition that no one's telling you, and I promise we're just getting started.